And so I'm thinking Rihanna was probably like, oh, hand me that duvet. And baby, she wrapped that duvet cover around her off the bed. And she said, Sap, let me get that sweater cap out of you. And she slapped that cap on her head. She said, let's go, I'm ready. Snobbies, this is Xavier. I'm back with another video, and as you can see, I have a new background. I told you guys I moved, and now that everything is done, this is it. This is where I'll be filming from now on. I hope you guys like it. I got like my little snob queen stuff everywhere, snobby, #snobby, and all of that. So I was supposed to do this video on Tuesday after the Met Gala, but my baby was sick and he comes first. So I'm doing it today, guys, and we're going to dive into a few looks, break down a few things. So let's get started. Okay, the dress code for the Met Gala was American Independence. So the first thing I want to talk about is who stuck to the dress code. Not many people stuck to the dress code. A lot of people were saying stuff like, oh, well, there's nothing more American than just wearing what you want. That got on my nerves so bad, y'all, because it was like, it's a theme. Y'all stick to the theme. Bring us something out of the box, something, you know, just be creative with what has already happened, or be creative with something historical. All right, so we're going to get into who stuck to the theme. So first of all, y'all, I have my notes right here. I didn't want to forget anything. I didn't want to forget anybody. Saweetie was in Christian Cowan. Over 10 million crystals were in her dress. She wore a red, white, and blue dress. It was an American flag dress. I'm not going to say an American flag dress because she also had yellow in it because she's Filipino. So she incorporated the Philippine flag into her look, and their flag is also red, white, and blue, but it has yellow in the flag as well. So she wore the American flag gown. It had cutouts. A beautiful long train. Like I said, she said there were over 10 million crystals in that gown. It was very sparkly. And she said on the carpet, you know, she wanted to incorporate both flags into her dress because what's more American than being blended? But she wanted to honor who she is as a person. And she's American and she's Filipino, and so she blended the two together, and she stuck to the theme because there were a lot of people that America is full of people that come from different countries in the first place, and we all blend together, we all work together, we all make babies together. So that's American. She stuck to the theme because that's what the theme was about. The theme was about embodying something that's American, right? I did like Saweetie's gown. The yellow threw me off a little, but after I heard her explanation, I was like, okay, I get it. But, you know, guys, I did say that I didn't want to see an American flag dress unless it was elevated. Her dress was elevated. I loved her dress. Of course, for my taste, I would have done a few different things as far as the cutouts go, because baby, I can't wear no cutouts. Y'all know I didn't have me a baby. I just had me a baby. Ain't no cutouts going on over here, baby. Not no time soon. I gotta drop this weight, okay? I'm just So the next dress that was utterly American, Ciara decided to wear a American football jersey gown. And she decided to wear, of course, a Seahawks colorway. I would have, y'all, I saw that thing. I like the idea of the dress. I did not like the execution of the dress. I didn't like the color of the dress. I know she said she wanted to rep for Russell, so she wore that lime green color. I also believe that they have navy in their jersey, right? I don't know. I don't watch football, y'all. Yes, I'm American. I don't watch football. I am an NBA girl. I love watching basketball. Like, I'll watch every game, the whole season, playoffs, everything. I will sit here and watch that. That is my zen. I do not watch football. I don't understand it. I don't watch it. Done. But she decided, hey, I'm going to dress like. Her hair was beautiful. Her hair was beautiful. I hated that gown. And I think I hated the gown. I saw a picture she posted on Instagram. And I was like, okay, that's nice. You know, the way she posed, the way the picture was taken. For her personally, I didn't like the color. I think we could have incorporated all of it. You know, if we're gonna go there, go there. Child, she should have had a Seahawk on the train of that dress and Swarovski crystals. She should have had it in navy and just hints of the green. You know, I think that would have just, the way I'm envisioning it, guys, the same dress, navy blue, have the hawk, the Seahawk, or what, I don't even know what the mascot is. I'm hoping it's some kind of bird. I don't know, y'all. I'm hoping whatever the mascot is, have it on the train in like silver, Swarovski crystals. Oh my gosh. Just a peep of it. Like, it doesn't even have to be like this big bold thing, just like the outline. Oh my God, that would have been crazy. And then have her lime green, you know, outline the number or whatever, if she wants to put the number on there. I think instead of the, well, I guess you have to put the number for it to be a football jersey, right? So it has to have that element. So with the number, you know, she could have it could have had peeps of the green. The green was a bit like boom in your face. And being that I think she's the only person that wore an American football jersey inspired gown, I don't even think she needed to wear it in green. Because she's the only one that had it on. She's the only one that thought about that. But her dress was by Peter Dundas. But she wears a lot of Peter Dundas. I feel like she wore Peter Dundas the last time to the Met Gala as well. I think when she was hosting it, she wore Peter Dundas and he escorted her. And she had the really big hair and stuff. She was looking good. This dress I just think could have went so many different ways, and she could have taken it up a notch or two. That's all. I didn't care for the green. I didn't care for the idea, but I feel like the idea could have been executed in a different way and really lifted that some more. So someone else that stuck to, Yara Shahidi came as Josephine Baker. Very 1920s, very inspired by Josephine Baker. And honestly, I can understand why she came as Josephine Baker, because when we look back at fashion icons, American fashion icons, although she did have to leave the country to find her success, when we look back at American fashion icons, especially as Snob Queens, we always look to Josephine Baker because she was just so avant-garde. She was just so out there. And then she also had her polished moments as well. And I really feel like Yara Shahidi really pulled from her life, really pulled from her career, really pulled from that era. And she wore a beautiful Dior look, very subtle, very glam, very Hollywood. And I mean, it was flawless. I feel like she stuck on theme. Because she pulled from somebody who was an American, who became this huge icon, who became this huge fashion icon. And I mean, let's be honest, we don't have a plethora of fashion icons, it's so hard to find information on Black women from the early 1900s that were stylish, that were creative, that were blazing a path in fashion, because there's so little about them. So it's so hard to find stuff about them. So she did Josephine Baker, who there's a plethora of information on. And I feel like she nailed it. I had no issue with anything she wore. I think she looked great. I think she looked amazing. And I think she really captured the spirit of Josephine Baker with her look. I did tell you guys I wanted to see a denim gown, but I wanted to see it elevated. I wanted it to be Beyonce, but she didn't show up. And I wanted it to be Beyonce because she dropped that Rodeo Ivy Park collection that she ain't been advertising. She didn't like that collection. She feels the same way I feel about that collection. Like, it wasn't her best work, and that's why she's not promoting it. She ain't been promoting it. She ain't gonna promote it, y'all. Y'all ain't seen Beyonce in that. Anybody that, you know, got a problem with me saying that it was, you know, it wasn't that good of a collection, it wasn't. And she knows that, and she don't wear it. The other collection, she was all over the place in them collections. I mean, just showing out. She ain't showing out right now. She ain't showing nothing but these birthday looks. And she ain't got on no Ivy Park Rodeo collection. Anyway, I had to get that out of my system. Lupita, I don't know how to say her last name. I'm not going to butcher it. I'm not going to disrespect her like that. I'm just going to call her Lupita like I know her personally. I'd rather do that than chop up her last name. I don't want to do that. Lupita wore a denim gown. Lupita wore a denim Versace gown to the Met Gala. Now, I did want to see this, but I wanted to see it lifted, you know, elevated. And I'm not going to say she disappointed me. She didn't disappoint me. But of course, with everything, you know, you would tweak some kind of way. So when I worked in the bridal industry, there was a way we would pin up the wedding gown so the train wouldn't just be, you know, laying behind all night. And it'll be more comfortable for the bride, how we pinned it. And that's how Lupita's dress was in the back, how we would pin it up and have like this flounciness coming down. I don't know the term for it. I don't recall. But she wore it. It was like half denim inspired kind of fabric on one side. I liked it. It wasn't like this. It wasn't one of those gowns that made me just like, oh my God, I can't believe this denim. Or it wasn't too over the top. It didn't look too casual. It didn't look uncomfortable. So it kind of hit all my checkpoints. It just didn't give me that wow, like that I wanted to feel when I saw the denim gown. But she did stick on theme because there's nothing more American than denim. And I appreciate her for sticking on theme. I appreciate her for wearing a denim dress. Lupita didn't look casual in her gown. You know, it looked well put together, well polished, well made. Of course, I would tweak it a little bit, but I mean, that's kind of like almost everything. You just want to, oh, she should have did this. Oh, she should have did that. But I mean, for what it was, it looked great. She stuck to the theme. She did her homework. That's all I care about. And it didn't look too casual. So now I'm going to get into Rihanna. So Rihanna shows up after the red carpet is gone off, y'all. I'm in the bed. I got my babies in the bed. Because I told you my baby was sick that night. And he was sick that Tuesday. Child, he been sick all week. But he was sick. I'm in the bed. I'm like, okay, let me rock my baby to sleep. He got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. So then I'm like, I get a text and I'm like, what are you talking about? Rihanna showed up in this big thing. Like, I'm like, what is people talking about, y'all? I don't know what nobody talking about. So I'm posting everybody's looks, and then I see the Rihanna look come across my screen. And I'm like, okay. I don't get it. You know, that's where I was with it. She had on Balenciaga, and I was like, okay, I don't get it. I don't know why she wore this. Why did she pick this? Like, what's American about this? Honestly, y'all, this is my theory. I still don't know. I still don't know. But here's my theory. I feel like Rihanna was, she and Sap, they were getting ready, you know, and she's like, kind of want to go, kind of don't want to go, kind of thing. Or, you know, I'm gonna make sure I'm last, I'm gonna shut it down. Everybody's like, Rihanna shut down this carpet. Rihanna's look was not my favorite look. It didn't look bad to me. I think people are being way too hard on her, saying that, oh, her look was trash and blah, blah, blah. It really wasn't. She really looked good at it. She looked good at almost everything. But she looked good in it. But I just didn't see how it would fit the theme. So then I'm thinking to myself, you know, they say that Americans are the laziest people on earth, and that we spend half of our lifetimes in bed, from sleeping to watching TV in the bed, you know, just chilling. Like, we chill in the bed. That's what they say about us. They say we so lazy, baby. We got to do everything in the bed. And so I'm thinking Rihanna was probably like, oh, hand me that duvet. And baby, she wrapped that duvet cover around her off the bed. And she said, Sap, let me get that sweater cap out of you. And she slapped that cap on her head. She said, let's go, I'm ready. And I think that's what she did. I think she went for it. And then this is what backs up my theory. A$AP Rocky wore a quilt, y'all. Come on now. It don't get more American than that. They say people stay in other countries that we're lazy. They say we spend half of our lives scientifically in bed. Like, we spend half of our lifespans in the bed. What is more American than taking your blanket off your bed, wrapping yourself up? And we do it around the house all the time, baby. We get a little throw, a little duvet or something, and we will wrap up so quick and walk around the house because we cold. That's what Rihanna did. I'm convinced she literally was like, baby, hand me that duvet. Put a button on it. And and it was a Balenciaga blanket. I really feel like she wore her blanket. I think she probably had another look planned, and she was like, no, she was probably sitting there getting ready, and she was cold, and she wrapped herself up in that duvet, and she said, I'm gonna just wear this. This is comfortable. And she wore that. I don't have a problem with it. Because it's on theme. In my opinion, that was on theme. And in my opinion, it really didn't look that bad. The shots I saw of her, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, what is we doing? Because it wasn't as close up. It wasn't HD. It wasn't an HD picture at all. I'm be honest. The picture I saw wasn't HD. I'm not calling out any publications. I'm just saying that the picture I saw wasn't that, like, where you could really see the detailing and stuff in it. But then I saw another picture of her, and I'm like, okay, this dress isn't bad. I think people just didn't understand why she wore it. I don't think people understood why she wore the beanie. I mean, she got on her wintertime corner store beanie. I mean, who don't slap on that little, who mama don't slap that little cap on their head? Baby, look. When I tell you my mama had a cap like that in every color, she slapped them caps on this. Where's your sweater cap? That's what she says all the time. Where's your sweater cap? Put that sweater cap on. Cover your ears with it. Because if you get sick, you're not staying home. That's what my mom used to tell us. And she slapped on one of them damn caps like Rihanna wore. Rihanna said she gonna wear this sweater cap. Because if she gets sick, she can't stay home. My conclusion on Rihanna's outfit is she was cold. And she was comfortable. And that's how she came. There were 3 Diana Ross inspired looks. Taraji P. Henson, when I saw her look, I think it was by Jeremy Scott. When I saw her look, I didn't know where we were headed with that. You know, I didn't know what she was doing. I saw her hair, But then when I saw the look, I was like, okay, so how does this correlate? Like, who is she? What is she doing? What is she going for? So she said she was inspired by disco Diana Ross, around the 70s, 80s Diana Ross. I know they said they pulled from one of her album covers in the 80s for the hair. And they were trying to go for that disco Diana look, you know. Then we also had Tracee Ellis Ross. I mean, duh, Tracee Ellis Ross, Diana Ross. I'm gonna wear my mama. Like, it would have been better had she just went in her mama's closet, baby, and wore something. But that's just me. That's what I would have done. I'm like, mama, let me borrow this. So, she said she was inspired by Diana Ross and mahogany. So she was getting her mahogany on. She also said that she was inspired by Grace Jones. So her look was a blend of Grace Jones and Diana Ross and mahogany. And the last person that wore Diana Ross inspired a Diana Ross inspired look was KeKe Palmer, who also hosted the carpet, and she did a phenomenal job hosting the carpet. She had my full attention the whole time. Like, her interviews were great. I loved her interviews. She did a phenomenal job, and she made sure we found out who everybody had on. And it was just, she was making conversation. That's all you really have to do, and I enjoyed it. But anyway, KeKe Palmer wore Sergio Hudson. She said that, you know, it was her first Met Gala, and she wanted to look back on it 20 years from now and feel like she would still wear the same thing today. She wanted something timeless. And what's more timeless than glamorous Diana Ross? Like, Diana Ross in a long sequin gown is timeless. You can't go wrong wearing a long sequin gown. Diana Ross was a fashion icon. Diana Ross is a fashion icon. I'm not going to say was. She is a fashion icon. So I see why so many people pulled from her. I just wish that, people would have pulled from others as well, not just Diana Ross, but pulled from other people. I wish somebody would have went full Grace Jones, Diane Carroll, Dorothy Dandridge, Eartha Kitt. It's so many places you can pull from. And I just wish, somebody would have done that. Instead of us getting 3 Diana Ross looks. But everybody has their own story about why they pulled from Diana Ross. Because when you think American fashion as a black girl, you're like, it don't get no better than Diana Ross. Like, Diana Ross was it. Like, she was a trend setter. Tracee Ellis Ross, of course, that's my mama. I'm gonna pull from my mama because that's my mama and she is an icon. And then with Taraji, she was saying that as a child, she just wanted to be Diana Ross. She just wanted to look like that. She just wanted to feel like that. So now, guys, I'm going to narrow it down to my 3 favorite looks from that night. I know y'all going to be like, girl, this ain't got nothing to do with the theme. I don't care. Listen, they were my favorite looks. I was floored with these looks. I couldn't ask for more. Because I just loved them. I just did. And I know people are probably going to be like, girl, please buy whatever. Don't nobody like none of this. I don't care if you like none of this. I loved these looks. So here are my 3 favorite looks. And they are not in order from the one I like most to the one I like least. I like them all the same. I loved every single look I'm about to tell you about. The first look I fell in love with was Ayesha Curry's. I loved Ayesha Curry's Versace gown. Now, I know people are probably like, what did that have to do with the theme? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. She wore an Italian designer to an American event. It didn't have American on it. Like, there was nothing American about it. Let me tell you what was American about it. Baby, it don't get no more American than this. Ayesha Curry's gown was just blinged out all the way down. You hear me? It was so much bling. It was so beautiful. So much silver and gold. It was stunning. And I thought to myself, how can I tie this in? How can I do it? How can I make this fit the theme? And I thought about something Ayesha Curry, when she thought of this, what she would wear, when she thought of what she would wear to the Met Gala, she said, now how can I make this American? She was listening to the Hot Boys. She was listening to that old Cash Money. And she was like, bling bling. Who came up with bling bling? Okay. Who made the term bling bling mainstream? I'll wait. Y'all know who it was. Drop it in the comments. I think when Ayesha heard Lil Wayne say bling bling, she felt that in her spirit. I feel like she said, you know what? That's what I'm going to wear. That's an American group, an American rap group from my home state. And Ayesha Curry said, baby, I'm blinging it out tonight. That is American. That is how she fit the theme. That is exactly how she fit the theme. She was inspired by Cash Money Records. She was inspired by the Hot Boys. You can go ask her, was she inspired by the Hot Boys? I'm sure she'll say yes. The next look I loved was Precious Lee. And I said this in my last video about the my first video about the Met Gala. I said that I wanted to see somebody do a play on the zoot suit, but not Denzel Washington zoot suit, you know? And she did that. She wore, well, honestly, okay, here I go again, thinking in my mind. So she wore it was blinged out, of course. It was by area. And everything area makes, it seems like it's just full of bling. It's just gonna just pop out at you. So she wore the zoot suit, and she just wore the jacket. It was more of a zoot suit jacket dress kind of thing she had going on. There was no bottom, is basically what I'm saying. There was no bottom. It was pretty short, so I don't know. I think they just made it long enough and just cut. I think it was like just the jacket top. And let's be honest, if you know anybody with a zoot suit, if you have a zoot suit somewhere in your family, I'm sure if you put the jacket on, it's going to be long enough to cover everything you need to cover. That jacket was so long, y'all. It was so long for no reason. And then you had the pants. I think she did what anybody, I think her outfit looked like what any woman would do to a zoot suit in order for them to wear it now, to modernize it. And that would be to take the pants away and use the jacket as a dress. It looked phenomenal on her, okay? Her look was stunning. And she said that she wanted to wear a zoot suit, something inspired by the zoot suit. And I think the way that they modernized the zoot suit was impeccable. I loved it. And then the third look I loved was worn by, is it Halle? Does she pronounce her name Halle Bailey? I think it's Halle. Chloe and Halle. I hope I'm saying her name right. I don't want to disrespect her by saying her name wrong. I think it's Halle. Halle Bailey wore a pink Tina Turner fringe. Oh, baby, she was rolling on the river. I adored the look. There is, what did I tell y'all in my video? What is an American staple? The mini, chopping it off, showing them legs. That is an American staple. We started that. We started the mini, and she wore it. Do you hear me? She looked stunning. She looked amazing. I loved her look. And a lot of people were like, they were trying to compare the two. And I'm like, don't compare them. Don't compare them. They're very different. I loved her look. She looked effortlessly sexy. Do you hear me? I don't even know if she was going for sexy, but she looked it. She wore Rodarte. They both did. They both wore Rodarte looks. That when she said she was inspired by Tina Turner, she was inspired by Tina Turner. You could see it. I mean, you didn't have to ask any questions. You didn't have to ask what she got on, who she, why. You didn't have to ask those questions. You looked at her. It didn't even matter because she looked that good. It didn't even matter who she was inspired by or what she was going for because she looked that good in that outfit. And I loved it. I loved it for her and I loved it for me. So guys, that was my take on the 2021 Met Gala. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what looks you thought fit the theme, what looks you hated, what looks you loved, and drop me a comment below and we can keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel.